3 months ago, a video came out on my channel called All Foraging Highlights, and in this video there were some insane things. It was literally every single foraging highlight I had ever gotten. And as I'm sure you guys could expect, there were tons upon tons of okay, there weren't that many. I finished a skill. But after that, I immediately went on to my next grind. You see, the next thing that I wanted to get is I wanted to get Devon's drill. You see, Skyblock levels had just come out, and my friend, who I had been way ahead in weight for quite a while, was now ahead of me in Skyblock levels. And so what does this do? This means, oh my god, I can't believe you. I need to get net worth. You see, there's a problem with Skyblock levels. That's not really a problem. It's more of a problem with my own progression. But you know what? We don't have to talk about that. You see, whenever I was playing the game, I spent tons of time working on skills and leveling up the skills because skills were cool and they gave weight. And weight was cool, and number go up. But you see, what happened is I basically completely ignored gaining net worth. If you look at my rankings, I'm ranked really high in weight. Even Skyblock levels, if you look at that, if you take a look at my percentile and Skyblock levels, which can take into account my skills and such, I'm actually ranked really high. Then if you take into account my percentile ranking with net worth, it's absolute garbage in comparison. So I needed to work on net worth. And what better way to work on net worth than spending tons of coins? So I went immediately into mining. I got out my best mining set I had and decided that everything I was going to do from then on was going to go into it. I started mining. I got myself an epic Scatha pet. I got myself some really cool equipment and just kept mining and mining and mining. And yes, I was mining Jade. I know Ruby is better. I know Dillo mining is better. I don't care. Jade is cool. Leave me alone. Leave me alone, okay? It's easier to start, which means that it's easier for me to do at random times and also means I can do it for longer. So leave me alone. So then after getting all of these upgrades, I had spent hundreds of millions of coins on this at this point, and I was completely broke. So what do you have to do when you're completely broke? You make more money, which means you mine more. And by mining more, I meant I mine more. And so what was the next obvious step that you should go for out of anything? It was obviously Devon's drill, because everyone says that Devon's drill is completely worth it and will totally make your setup better. Because everybody knows Devon's drill is the most worth it upgrade in the entire game, because what else would it be other than a complete waste of time? I mean, it's useful time. Anyways, I mined for a while. It wasn't really that bad, but it takes a little while to get the 825 million coins that the ally costed, along with the 50 mil that I had to spend to actually forge it. And when I had all of that done, I was completely broke. But I had this cool Devon's drill. But guess what? It's soulbounded because I soulbounded my 655 because I was going for those Skyblock levels. So now I have a soulbound Devon's drill, which I guess is cool, but it's weird. So anyways, after I had gotten the Devon's drill, obviously the first thing that you're going to do with these cool new gear is you're going to test it out, right? So I immediately went to the Crystal Hollows to give it a test to see what my rates were. I had put on the perfect gemstones. I had made the drill. It was in my hotbar. I had put all my mining gear on. It was going to be great. And so I go and I start mining with it, and I get my rates, and guess what they were? They were insane, absolutely incredible. They were the same exact rates I had before they fixed Sky Mall. The freaking end update had lowered my rates by a significant amount, and this Devon's drill that I spent literally 900 million coins on had just brought my rates back up to before this update. That's it. Nothing else. It's completely ridiculous. But you know what? It doesn't matter. There's still more to work on. Out of everything in my genius huge mine that I could have done, I completely forgot to put on efficiency 10, and by forgot I mean ignored it because Devon's drill was cooler than efficiency 10. So now it's efficiency 8 because I've been working on slowly getting it up, and in case you couldn't tell, that means that I've only mined an hour and a half since I've gotten the drill. I've had the drill for basically a week now, which is absolutely insane. I went from mining several hours a day to get this Devon's alloy and get the drill to basically not playing, which is absolutely crazy. But speaking of not playing, I've been playing other games like Overwatch 2, which I am absolutely insane and cracked at. And I am the best player you have ever seen of all time. I promise you guys don't have to check my gameplay. You have to take my word for it, but just know that I am literally a professional. But even if we ignore getting efficiency 10, there's still more upgrades that I need to do to my setup, because what's the point of getting a Devon's drill if I'm not going to max out the rest of the setup? Of course, as you can see on here, I need the perfectly cut fuel tank. I only have the 50k fuel tank, which is so sad. I can double my fuel by getting a perfectly cut fuel tank. It only costs 100 million coins for this upgrade that like saves like 2 minutes of downtime or something. I don't know. It's hypermaxing. Nothing makes sense, man, but I guess I can get that. And while we're on the topic of hypermaxing, I also have to max my equipment. And you see I have 3 out of the 4 equipment slots actually have the hypermax thing. That's really cool. You know, I got the gemstone gauntlet and these things. But you see, the belt is something that I don't like. You see, The thing about the belt, and unlike the other ones, is that my belt is not as maxed as it can be. While there's no belts that give base mining stats, there are belts that are base legendary, which means that I can recombobulate them to be mythic and then reforge it and then reforge stronger. Because Ooga Booga higher reforge stronger. But you see, in the entire game, there was only one item, one belt that this worked for, and this was the black belt. But then, you know what happened? The chum update happened, so now I don't have to get the black belt. I tried that for a solid 10 minutes and I just completely gave up on it. I'm going to get the Gil Splash belt. Costs 60 mil more than what I already have, but screw it. Yeah, I'd rather spend 3 hours mining than do any of this dojo stuff, because it's just not it. And then, of course, once again, the admins absolutely love this. So while I had the epic scatha before, and the only thing I was missing out on was getting a few more chests for powder mining, which I didn't care about at all before, they changed the perks. So now I get 20% more powder if I have a legendary scatha, which means that I'm cooler. And being cooler means that I win more. And by winning more, I mean I get more Skyblock XP. I want more gemstone powder because gemstone powder gives Skyblock XP, and that's like the whole point of this whole thing, which means I need to get a legendary scatha too. Like, what the heck, Hypixel, you keep going crazy. And with all of these things, I'll be able to maximize my profits. And you know, of course, after I had forged my Devon drill, I went back to try and maximize my profits by figuring out, you know, the exact amount of mining speed and mining ticks to put and the fortune to like maximize profits and be cool. And I went through and I did that, and I found these really cool things. There's actually this whole forum thread on it. It's about like which mining speed upgrades you should get before the other ones so that you maximize the amount of mining speed per powder you're doing, which is really, really cool. And essentially what I learned is that professional is absolute garbage for value beyond level 90, which I think is absolutely hilarious. But what I also learned is that if I wanted to get down to the next lower tick, which is 11 tick mining, which for any of you that don't know what that means, that basically means I mine faster. But to get to that point, you need to pass a certain amount of speed. And to get that certain amount of speed, I need to have 7.5 million gemstone powder, and 7.5 million gemstone powder is a lot. You see, while I've been doing all of this gemstone mining, I didn't have much powder before because screw it, I wanted to mine. I don't care about your powder grinding, I wanted to mine. So after all of that mining, I'm now at like 4.5 mil gemstone powder, which is still not even close to 7.5 mil if you even take a second to think about how long I've spent mining, which basically means I'm not getting 11 tick with like ever. And also I found out that heated is like better than auspicious if you're like looking to do anything, because auspicious gives 8 fortune but heated gives 120 more mining speed or something like that. It's absolutely ridiculous. If you haven't yet, take a look between auspicious and heated on your drill, see if the amount of mining speed that you get would change your ticks and in turn maximize your profits. Go absolutely crazy. I'm not qualified to talk about this stuff, man. I just click block and it's whatever. But anyways, you know, the whole point of this was to like level up my Skyblock levels, right? So what's next, I guess, is the real question of what I have to ask myself. And you know, on the alpha, they recently released the garden update on there, which is cool, I guess. I saw things on like the first day, and now there's nothing on it. But you know, I guess there is some good that could come out of the garden update. You see, as being a professional Hypixel Skyblock player, I have maxed all of my skills. And if you tell me otherwise, then you're bad. But there is one skill that is a little weirder maxed, I guess you could say, and that's farming. You see, farming needs 10 unique gold medals along with a bunch of extra gold medals to level up your farming skill cap or whatever. It's complete garbage. You know what? I got the farming XP. That's good enough for me for now. But I only have farming 53 according to the game, so hopefully the garden update can help with that. I don't know, we'll see. But I guess there's some other things I can work on. If I want some more Skyblock XP, I could always mine and shove more things into my museum. That was kind of the whole point of it, where I spent like all of the coins that I had gotten on the hacking Devon's drill, which was just garbage. I mean, it's great. It's great. I love it. I love having the same rates that I had pre-nerf. Woo! But other than that, I'm all good. I hope you guys enjoyed this garbage video where I literally just sat in my chair and ranted about the things that I've been doing for the past month. If you guys thought it was cool, I guess leave a like. If you thought it was absolute garbage, leave a like anyways, because that's basically what my channel is. If you guys have any ideas of what else I can do ever, let me know, I guess.